Loving, loving Sairam, Sister Mangala Kini. The Sri Satya Sai Global Council of Trinidad and Tobago lovingly welcomes you to the series Awake, Unite and Inspire. We are extremely fortunate, blessed and honored to have you as our guest on this evening's program. This can only take place through the divine will and the grace of our beloved Mother Sai. So, Sister Mangala, how did you first come into contact with our beautiful Mother Sai?
Sai Ram, Brother Faiz. Let me first start with a prayer to Swami to speak through me, to help me in today's satsang, and let me speak what he wants me to speak. Sai Ram. Sai Ram, and thank you so much, Brother Faiz, for giving me this opportunity. I really appreciate the Sri Satya Sai Global Center of Trinidad and Tobago. I appreciate your approaching me and giving me this opportunity to share my beautiful, beautiful memories that is always etched in my heart. Sai Ram to all the listeners. So the way I was brought into Swami's fold, and it is only with Swami's Leela, Swami's intention that all this happens. I was a little girl, 12 years old, and I was living in a small town in the state of Karnataka in India, and the small town is Hubli. This is about, say, 350 miles from Bangalore, and it's about 285 miles from Puttaparthi. My dad had his own business. He was a forest contractor, which means that he used to, the forest department in Hubli used to send out tenders for forests to be cut, because the trees were overgrowing. So they wanted the trees to be cut and disposed of. And my dad used to bid on those tenders, get those forests, have the wood cut and bring it to his depot, and then either sell the logs or, as per the contracts that he got, he used to shape them in whatever way they wanted. So he had this wonderful wood, that is logs, that he had in his depot, and he won a contract with the railways. Hubli has a huge railway junction, huge railway office. So this contract my dad got for cutting the wood into the shape of sleepers. The sleepers is the wood between the two rails. So he got that contract. And it was a very lucrative contract. So, my parents were very happy. My dad got the specifications and he got the work done promptly, and delivered the sleepers to railway. Now, my dad had his own trucks. So about 3 truckloads of consignment went to the railway office. There, the railway inspector or, whoever was approving the stuff, he rejected all the 3 consignments, and he said, this is not of good quality wood. And my dad had used the best quality wood. So anyway, all the 3 trucks came back and all these sleepers were piled up in my dad's depot. And since the logs were already cut into sleeper, we cannot do anything with it. It has to be just used for burning. That's it. My dad lost a lot of money on that contract. And he was very worried. He's a small businessman, working for himself. So he got very worried. And, I still remember as a 12-year-old, my parents talking, what do we do? Whom do we approach? Both of them were very worried. At that time, my mom's cousin, okay, he visited us and he gave a picture of Swami along with Vibhuti. And he said that it seems Shirdi Sai Baba's avatar has come, and he is in Puttaparthi, which is a small village in Andhra Pradesh. Karnataka is a neighboring state. Andhra Pradesh is more south. And he was very impressed. Those days, whoever went got an interview. So this cousin of my mom's, he had an interview. And in the interview, he was profusely blessed, gave him vibhuti, materialized vibhuti and put it on his forehead and sent him. So he was very impressed. So he told my mom, and he knew about this contract that my dad, the problematic contract that my dad was going through. So he said, why don't you all go to Puttaparthi and see if you can, talk to Satya Sai Baba. So my dad agreed, and he said, since it's pretty far, and those days, it was very difficult. You take a train, change the train, because Hubli was, narrow rails, and then you have to change the trains to a broad gauge, then take a bus to Penukonda, take a bullock cart to Bukkapatnam, and then walk. So my dad said, let me go and see, and let's see what happens. So my dad went all by himself. And he came back in 3-4 days. He was all happiness, okay? His face was blooming. He was so happy. He came inside and my mom was standing. My mom had sent him giving proper directions. Okay, if you get an opportunity to talk to Satya Sai Baba, tell him about the railway contract. Tell him that, we have 3 truckloads of wood piled up in our depot, which we don't know what to do. So, he was updated with all the information that needs to be given to Baba. And he went. 3-4 days afterwards, he came back and he was all happiness, okay, blooming. So my mom asked him what happened. So he said, Indira, my mom's name is Indira. Indira, he is God. So my mom just stared at him. My dad said, I didn't have to say anything, okay? I went and sat and he picked me up for an interview, okay? And he told me, you have a big problem in your business. Don't worry. Go home. I will take care of everything. So I tried to tell him it is a railway. He said, I know everything. Okay. In 1 month, your problem will be resolved. Go home. And he gave me vibhuti. He put vibhuti on my forehead. And he said, bring your family. So then my mom said, but what do we do with the contract? Okay. We don't know the resolution. So I said, don't worry, Indira. He said he'll take care of everything. He is God. I said, okay. My mom said. In, say, about 10-15 days, my dad got a call from the railway authorities saying that we see that you have a contract here and it has not been completed. Do you need additional time? So my dad said, no, the contract, if the consignment is ready, but there was this guy who rejected it. So he said, well, that guy has been transferred. So now I'm in his place. So let me come to your depot and see what the stuff is and what's going on. So he came, he visited the depot, he saw all that. He said, I don't see anything wrong in this. In fact, this is the best quality wood that I see. and it's properly cut to the specification. So load it again on your trucks and send it to railway depot, and we will make the payment. Okay. So why 1 month? Within 20 days, my dad got the check. Okay. Full check. So then my dad said, let's go to Puttaparthi. Okay. So my parents, me, my sister, who is 2 years older than me, she couldn't come because she had some exams. My little nephew, my older sister at that time was in the US. So her little son was with us. So him, me, and my parents, all four of us went again with, changing the trains, the bus, the bullock cart, and walking from Bukkapatnam, reached Puttaparthi. And we didn't even have time to put our bags somewhere. We just, threw it under the tree because Swami was already outside and he was busy picking up people for interviews. Those days, he used to pick tons of people and take them in batches into the interview room. So like that, he used to do 3 or 4 interviews in the morning, 3 or 4 interviews in the evening. So we had reached there by about, say, 6 o'clock. Okay. We went and sat, and Swami came to my dad and said, come on for interview. And, we all got up. My nephew, in the meantime, he couldn't keep quiet because he was just 5 years old. So he was talking all the time. And, it's an ashram. It has a discipline. People have to be very quiet. So he couldn't sit quietly. So then in the end, he said, okay, give me some money. I will go outside the gate. There are some shops there. I will get some candies. So my mom gave him some money. He went out. So when Swami called us for an interview, he was not there. So Swami, as usual, he stood out and he let us go in. So my mom at the entrance told Swami, my grandson is there. He's just gone out. Can I go bring him? We don't know the rules, right? Swami follows the discipline. So Swami said, I will call him. You go inside. I will call him, Mama. You don't worry. I'll call him. You go inside. He repeated it 3 times. So my mom thought, okay, he's going to send somebody and get him. But anyway, we came inside, interview room, and he gave us a personal interview. He blessed my dad, blessed my mom, blessed me. Okay, asked me what I'm doing, guided me in my education, full of love. Okay, love, love, love. Then he materialized vibhuti. He applied it on my forehead, put his hand on my head, and he said, I will always protect you. I am always there for you. I, as a little girl, okay, had tears in my eyes, because this is a love from 1,000 mothers. In fact, my mom also was crying. Okay, we all cried, and he gave us a handful of vibhuti packets. So, with both our hands full of vibhuti packet, we came out. Then we sat for bhajans. The bhajans were so electrifying. It was like, what is this? In those days, the Ganesha bhajan was a Telugu bhajan, and it went as Sri Ganesha Shivani Kumara Shrita Jana Vinuta Prabho Prabho Shrita Jana Vinuta Prabho. I took a notebook and I started writing, okay, the bhajans. I'm writing in English. I don't know what that bhajan, because it's a long bhajan and it's in Telugu, okay. But anyway, those bhajans were so electrifying that, and they were clapping. I, as a 12-year-old, I didn't want to clap. I was a little conscious, so I just sat quietly. But after, we just stayed for 2 days and then we went home. Immediately my sister asked, and I'm bringing my sister again and again because, along the line, she was always there with me. She's still there with me during the summer course, during multiple interviews, during multiple visits. So she asked me, how was it? I said, he's gone. She said, really? I said, yes, he's God. He knows everything. This is what he told me. This is what he blessed me with. And, that was the first I met Mother Sai Ram.
Sister Mangala, that was absolutely inspiring and so touching. And then look at the journey you had to make. Oh my Lord, in the early days, look what it took to get to Puttaparthi. And then walking from Bukkapatnam to Puttaparthi, how many miles is that?
It wasn't much, but the walkway was very rough. And, we had to pass some marshy land. So it took us about 3 hours, I would say.
My God, 3 hours. And then before that, you were on a bullock cart and then a bus.
Yes.
So early days, look at the journey, that arduous journey you had to take to reach Puttaparthi. But then look at the compassion and the love of Mother Sai showered upon you and Dad and the family. My God, amazing, amazing. It's so inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing how you came in contact with Mother Sai. And then you then have been in the Sai fold from a very tender age. You've had so many wonderful experiences. You were one of the first attendees to the summer course in 1972. So share with us 2 of your most memorable experiences you have had with Mother Sai.
Thank you, Brother Faiz, for asking me that question. I'll have to think and, bring out 2 of the experiences. But yes, let me try to put it in words. After graduation, I decided to go to Puttaparthi for a Navratri celebration. As you know, the Dasara celebration there is full 10 days. In the morning, there is this yajna. Then in the evening, every evening, Swami used to give a discourse. Now, this was in the 70s, okay? So it is still very early. There weren't many people, but still, there are more than the ordinary days. The yajna and Swami's speech were all in the Purna Chandra Hall. Kulwant Hall was not there that time. It was all sands. Prashanti Nilayam was a very simple building with, no those extensions, no nothing. And people also were not many. So if you want to get a good place, which is the aisle place, because Swami sometimes used to come from behind Purnachandra Hall, sometimes from the front, and he used to walk the full aisle. Okay. So we used to get up at 2:30 in the morning to get a good aisle seat. Okay. So, and in this visit, I was all by myself. My parents couldn't come, my sister couldn't come. So there was a neighboring aunt who was going. Okay. So I accompanied her, and my parents let me do that. They said, okay, as long as she's there, you can go. So she and me, okay, we went there 4 or 5 days before the Navratri celebration starts, because I wanted to be there before the crowd started coming in. Okay. And we had beautiful darshans. Okay. Puttaparthi, those days, there weren't much luxuries. Okay. Those North Indian canteen was not there. Foreigners canteen was not there. There's only this South Indian canteen. And even there, you have to go and tell them how many days you're going to stay. Otherwise, you will not get food, because they cook food only for limited people. So and Swami used to be out the whole day. Okay, morning, evening interviews. Even in the afternoon, he used to come out. He used to, go to the general hospital. He used to come to Purnachandra Hall. He was all the time outside. So it is full day darshan. So I wanted to be there. So 4 or 5 days before the Navratri celebration, I went there, and this aunt was with me. And of course, all the Navratri celebration, everything happened. Even after that, this aunt was retired, so she didn't have much work. So she said, let's stay for another 10 more days. I said, okay. And I had just, finished my graduation. I didn't have a job, no, nothing. I didn't know what I'm going to do. And it didn't bother me. But all I wanted is to come to Puttaparthi. That was my aim. So 10 days. Okay. So it was total 23, 24 days. And this aunt, what she used to do is every day she used to sit with either a picture for Swami to sign or slate, a small, like a blackboard slate and a chalk for Swami to write Om on it. Okay. Something or the other. Okay. And this was before Navratri, okay, because we went 4 or 5 days before, right? So every day she used to go out, get something and sit. And Swami used to come and she used to say, okay, today I have got this picture for you to sign because in another 3 days, then you'll be busy, then you wouldn't have time to sign. So I want you to sign this picture today. So like that, she did one day. Second day, she brought this slate and chalk and she said, write Om on this. So he said, for whom? Said, no, you can just write, I'll keep it. Because her grandkids were all grown up, But he used to listen to this aunt. Third day, she again came with another picture. And Swami came again and I was next to her. So Swami asked, again another picture? So she said, yes. The other day you signed one picture, I'm giving it to one son. Now the other son will get angry if I don't give him a signed picture. So why don't you sign now? Because from tomorrow you'll be busy. He said, give me the pen. She said, oh, yeah, I don't have a pen. So she looked at me and she said, do you have a pen in your purse? Swami is waiting there for the pen so that he can sign this picture. And she doesn't have a pen. My hands are shivering. I'm opening the purse because Swami is right there waiting for the pen. And I'm praying to him, Swami, please find my pen in my purse because the purse has 2 or 3 zippers. I don't know in which zipper I put the pen. So I'm praying to him. He's there. Okay, please, let me find, because I don't want his time to be wasted. Thank God I found the pen. And those days, the pen were not ballpoint pen. It was a nib and an ink pen. So I opened the pen, shivering, my hands were shivering, and I opened the pen and I gave it to him. So he looked at me, he smiled, he signed the picture very beautifully, Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba. And he gave that picture to that aunt, gave the pen to me, and looked at me and said, take a pen and write the full day, he said. So he didn't say take this pen, okay? He said, take the pen and write the full day. So I didn't know what it was. So I just kept quiet, I just folded my hands and he went away. He smiled and he went away. Okay, next day he comes and, angrily he tells me, go home. So then I told my aunt, okay, I think now it's time for us to go because Swami wants us to go. So anyway, we took the train and we came home, and we had to come home that day because otherwise I would have been in deep trouble for personal reasons. Anyway, my parents were very worried, because I said that I'm going for Dasra celebration. It was past Dasra, more than 10 days. And those days, there were no phones in Puttaparthi, so I couldn't even contact them and tell them that, I'll be coming on so-and-so date. No, nothing. So they were pretty worried. So then my parents started talking. They said that, you know what, I think we have to get her a job. I didn't want to do my master's because I had to travel to 12 miles. There was no master's program in Hubli. So I had to travel to Dharwad, which is about 12 miles. I didn't want to do that. So then they said, okay, then you need to get a job. So my dad knew some people, top officials in a bank, which had a head office in Bangalore. So we drove to Bangalore, and my dad met this guy, and he gave me the job application. I filled up the job application, and he said, go home and I'll send you the appointment letter. So I came home, and of course, as he promised, the appointment letter followed, which means now I have to join the bank. So I was very sad, because now my freedom is gone. I cannot just pack my bags and go to Puttaparthi whenever I want. But anyway, since my parents wanted that, I joined the bank. And at home, what I used to do is, I was so much mentally in Puttaparthi. Sharp at 11 o'clock, I used to close the door of my room and I used to start the bhajans. And I used to say 3 ohms and start the bhajan on my own. Imagine Swami coming, sitting, and imagining Swami pushing the stool behind so that the bhajans will stop. And by 11:40, I used to finish the bhajans. See, because I didn't have any responsibility or everything was taken care of, so I imagined myself to be in Puttaparthi. That was the life I was leading, from where my parents put me into this bank job. So I was very sad, So first day I went there, I sat. 11 o'clock, I remembered, what, if I was at home, I would have started with my 3 ohms. And, those people started training me and they gave me a ledger. This was pre-computer days, everything was handwritten. So they gave me a ledger and they said, this is how you have to make the entries. So I said, okay. And I opened, the ledger. I opened one page and I felt that I saw Sai on a page. Okay. And that Sai I can see only if, I hold the paper in a particular angle so that, when light comes on the page, I will see Sai. If it is on the other pages of the ledger, that Sai cannot be seen. So I was wondering, what is this? And then I opened another page. Again, I saw Sai there. Then, I was very curious. I got up and I checked the other ledgers, to see if all the ledgers are like that. So then, yes, all the ledgers had Sai. So then I asked the guy who was training me, I said, what is this Sai? So he said, oh, that, don't even worry about that, because all our books and ledgers and paper gets printed from this printing office called Sai Printers, and we get all the stuff from there. So for him, it was just Sai Printers. For me, it was, don't worry, I am there for you, So that is one experience I always remember, because I don't know what I'm going to do, but Sai has taken care of me, given me this wonderful job, which I thought I will work for a few months and quit, because my aim was to go and settle down in Puttaparthi. It didn't happen that way. Okay, I continued working in the bank for 22 years and I retired in the bank and I still get pension, which is Swami's grace, So that's one experience. And sorry if I'm taking more time, but, I'd like to, explain everything so that, we get the feel of it. Second experience, fast forward, this is 1999 when we moved to the US, okay? We had just moved to the US. It was, 4 years past. So a lot of things changed, right? We were so many years in Bombay. We had led a particular type of a life. Here, things have changed. Everything, we had to adjust to a new place, new culture, new job, everything new, okay? So it was like I had many questions in my mind. What do I do? Where do I go? What job do I apply? Do I do this? Do I change my job? I mean, I already had a job. Do I change my job? Do I buy a house? Do I rent it? So many questions were there and I needed some guidance. I didn't know what to do. So I was praying to Swami, please guide me, in the right direction. I don't want to get stuck with something. So one night I got a beautiful dream, okay? Early in the morning, a dream. Swami in his, gliding way comes to me, and from far he's looking at me, which means that he's going to come and talk to me. So I am, with folded hands, I'm waiting for Swami to come. Swami comes and he just stands in front of me And I start blurting out all my questions, okay, one after the other, all, genuine questions that I had during the daytime, okay, I'm telling him one after the other, and he is answering all those questions one after the other. But there's a trick here. All my questions were answered, but I didn't get even one answer because the answers came in Tamil. Tamil is a language that I don't understand even a word. I am asking him this question, and it's very clear, okay, even when I get up, how I asked that question, and he is answering very clearly, not one word I know. All these questions I asked, he answered, and I'm still in square one without any answers. So I told my husband, I told my mom, this is what happened, So my mom said, well, he has blessed those questions. I said, yes, but I still need answers. My oldest sister, who is the one who sponsored the whole family to the US, Swami had told her to bring in groups. So whenever she used to visit Parthi, she used to take groups. And very soon she announced that she's taking a group. Okay. And this was just few days after the dream. So I jumped at the opportunity and I said, and this group, when she opens up the group, it fills up within a day because, people used to wait for the groups. Swami used to give wonderful opportunities, to these groups. So anyway, I immediately registered. Me and my husband both registered. In fact, my daughter also registered. And we went in a group. That group was so huge that they had to break it down into 3 groups. Okay. So within 2-3 days, Swami called us for an interview and he said, I'm going to give you all 3 interviews. Okay. And he looked at me. So then I said, I wanted a reconfirmation from him that it's going to happen in this visit because you never know, it may be 10 years, it may be 20 years. Swami, you yourself are going to call us for these interviews, right? I said, yes, Sama. Very sweetly he answered, yes, Sama. I only will call you for the interview and in this visit, he said. So I was very happy, And then he called us for a personal interview. And then he told me, I came in your dream, and he smiled because he knew how he came into my dream. He gave me an opportunity to ask all those questions and he answered this time in English. I got the answers, all the answers of my question, and all my issues were resolved. So that is our compassionate Sai Ram.
Sister Mangala, so very beautiful. Oh my Lord. And Swami plays these little divine leelas with us because he knew very well you could not understand Tamil, but the timing of giving you those answers was not the right time. And then look how wonderfully he orchestrated for you to be in that group and gave you all the answers in English. My amazing, such a compassionate divine mother. But I want to go back to your first visit when you attended the the summer course in 1972. Can you share a little about the attendance to that course, what impact it had on you and your spiritual transformation, and some of the life lessons you would have learned at that summer course, which so many people have said it's really a unique opportunity to attend such a course?
The summer course was a blessing, and Swami himself said that, it is a blessing that is given to us for all our good deeds, not from one birth, but from many births put together. It was 30 days of sheer bliss. Imagine getting Swami's darshan from 6:30 in the morning till 8 o'clock in the night. Swami was with us all the time because that was the first summer course. So Swami worked very closely with Dr. Gokak, who was really in charge of the summer course. And everything had to be run through Swami. Rama Brahman, who was, the Whitefield caretaker, he was in charge of the food. Okay. So he used to stand there personally, make sure that all the students were well fed and everything was proper. There are so many, I would say, beautiful experiences, miracles, teachings that happened in these 30 days that not only impacted our whole life, but every May, it was from 1st of May till the 31st of May, every May, every day, after so many years, we pray to him every day in May, thanking him for that opportunity. Now, the way, it was me and my two older sisters. Okay, one sister is 2 years older than me. The other one is 5 years older than me. So we all three sisters, okay, just 2 days ago, we came to know that Swami is putting up a summer course in Indian culture and spirituality. So we said, let's go. Okay. So we packed a little bag. We didn't even know, that we'll be getting to attend the summer course. So we just went with a small little bag with 3 or 4 change of clothes and a small bedding. That's it. Okay. We went there. And tomorrow the summer course is starting. We reached there this evening. Okay. And we didn't know, we were totally lost. We saw all students everywhere. Okay. So we went and asked somebody, okay, we want to get into the summer course. So they said, oh, you have to talk to Dr. Gokak. So then Dr. Gokak came. Dr. Gokak is a very nice personality. He's always patient. He listens to us. He says, let us see. He always gives us hope. So we told him that, we want to attend the summer course. So he said, did you register? We said, no. So which state are you all coming from? I said, Karnataka. So which place? I said, Hubli. Well, the summer course is full, he said. The process was started 6 months ago. Your center should have told you about it. But if they have not told you, I'm really sorry, because now it's full and we don't have any more seats available. But I don't want to be the one to take the decision. I will go inside and ask Swami. So again, he reconfirmed. So did you say you're coming from Hubli? He said, yes. And 3 of you, all 3 are sisters? He said, yes. So he went inside. And he came within 2 seconds. Okay, he just went inside and came. So we said, there you go. I think he said no. But he was beaming. Okay, Dr. Gokak was beaming. And he said, you know what? Swami just asked one question. I told him 3 sisters have come. They've not registered. They want to attend the summer course. So Swami asked me, which town do they come from? So I said, Hubli, Swami. Take them in. So you are all very fortunate, said, and he gave us the batches. It was like, all the whole list was there and the 3 names were added in ink because, we had not registered. So that is how we started. And it was sheer bliss. We didn't, there were about 80 girls, all in a boys' hostel. The boys' college had just started, okay, just 3 or 4 years ago. So they had just one hostel, which was just a plain room. And we were given corners, okay? So like that, we had our own corner. We didn't even have a proper bedding, okay? We just put a mattress and we didn't have a pillow. So we used our bag as the pillow. We didn't mind at all, Early in the morning, 3 o'clock, we had to go down and there were about 6 or 7 bathrooms for 80 people. So there was a big line. And I wanted a dry bathroom, so I used to get up at 2:30, whatever time I got up, I went and took a shower and came back. We had to wash our own clothes. And Bangalore in May, sometimes, it rains, it becomes very cold. So we had to take a shower in the cold water. Nothing mattered to us, nothing mattered, because when we do all that and when we come to the main activity hall, our day starts with meditation, prayer, and then Nagar Sankirtan, breakfast, and then the classes starts. So there were days when Swami came down even for the meditation. There was this lady called Indra Devi who came from California, who used to teach us Jyoti meditation. So one day Swami came himself and he showed us how this Jyoti meditation has to be done. And then for yoga, he used to make sure that we do the yoga postures correctly. And he said, it is not only for 30 days, you have to go home and continue doing this, okay? For breakfast, he used to come and he used to say, what are you eating? How much are you eating? Make sure you eat well. You have to be healthy. Okay, this is your mom's home. Okay, make sure that you have good food. Then he used to call Rama Brahman and used to say, poor kids, they are coming from North India who are not used to rice. So from tomorrow you make chapatis. So Ram Brahman said, yes, Swami. So from the next day, there was chapati and rice, both. So it was every minute detail Swami used to take care of. And then for the classes, whole day, we had wonderful, most experienced, very senior teachers talking about spirituality, about truth, about karma, about Ramayana, about Mahabharata, about Bhagavad Gita, about Bhagavad. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful talks. Okay. We had to write down notes because at the end of the month, we had an exam. And then for lunch, again, Swami used to come, make sure that, we all ate properly. For dinner, he used to come. In the evening, he used to spend time with us. And those were informal type of, meetings. He used to sit relaxed on the seat. We used to be around him. And he used to talk about his childhood, about which are the songs that he used to sing. And one day he was in a very jovial mood. He said, I'm going to sing to you all songs that I sang when I was your age. So do you have your bells, the tal? So I had a pair of bells in my hand and I was close to his feet. I said, yes, Swami. And I got up and I gave it to him. So he looked at me, smiled, took those bells, and he started singing so beautifully, so beautifully. He sang one song, then he started singing the other song. And then, we are telling him, Swami, tell us about how the teacher sat on the chair and the chair stuck to his, and he started laughing and he said, that you have already read in Satyam Shivam Sundaram. I'm not going to tell that. He said, I'm going to tell you some things that you all don't know that is not in Satyam Shivam Sundaram. And he told us all kinds of stories. And then starts the bhajan and then his speech. And then dinner. For dinner, he used to come down again and he used to, mingle with all the students. So it was a full day darshan. 30 days of bliss, total bliss. Who would want to go back home? Saira.
Sister Mangala, what a golden opportunity. Oh, I could imagine the happiness, the joy, and the bliss, as you said, you all would have felt with Swami for 30 days and 3 and 4 times a day. He would come down and inquire about your welfare, made sure everybody had food and were well taken care of as a true divine mother. Thank you so much. And I could imagine the joy and the happiness and so much you all would have learned in that 30 days that really formed the foundation of your spiritual life. And so lucky all 3 sisters got in.
Yes, we were very fortunate, very, very fortunate. And so many, miracles happened, during those 30 days. Yeah, it was really, heavenly. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Sister Mangala, what does Sai Baba mean to you today?
Okay, Brother Faiz, yeah, thanks for asking me that question. Um, growing up in Hubli, because we used to visit Parthi so many times, that was the only talk in the house. Okay, we used to talk about Swami, either we talking about going or talking about our recent visit. It was or listening to bhajans or having bhajans at home. So it was all Swami, Swami, Swami whole day. So in that period, once I asked my mom, how do you think my grandparents spent their life without Swami? Because here we have Swami, okay? Any question, we can go to him and ask him, and it's resolved. He gives you the answer. My grandparents didn't have Swami, so how did they spend their life? So it was so much of Swami, okay? That's how we grew up, right? So now, what does Swami mean to me? It is like, it's our breath, okay? He is Sarvantaryami, right? He is in everyone's heart. He is the Atma. So, whenever and, all the time, actually, we have to, look within and chat with him. So that is, especially after the summer course, we have gotten used to that, He used to say, okay, think about me and I am there. Okay. Write to me and I will answer. Answer in the sense, he will not physically answer, but he will give the answer. So, growing up, that was how we grew up, right? So anything and everything, okay, was Swami, is Swami to us. Be it an issue, be it happiness, be it a problem, anything, okay, it is only Swami. So it is like, he's our breath. He is like, these bhajans, okay, Mata tumi ho, Pita tumi ho, Bhai, Bandhu, Saka tumi ho. I mean, how many words can you put? Okay, all the words that's there in the vocabulary, we can put together and say, this is you, because he is Antaryami. He is in us. Okay. Even today, okay, I was praying to him and, I got his blessing because, that's what, when you pray sincerely, okay, he blesses you and he says, okay, I'll do the work for you. So he is everything to me, everything. He is Antaryami. He is the most compassionate God. We are so fortunate to be the contemporaries of this Yugavatar, that we could see his Leelas. When we read Bhagavat and when we see how the gopis spend time with Krishna, we feel, oh, we also have spent time with our Krishna. We know how, an avatar is because the beautiful days that we spent with him, and he said, okay, you have to go home and meditate on these days, okay, and relive those days. So that's what we are doing. That is what Sai is to us, Sai Ram.
Oh, very wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing what Mother Sai means to you today. But I still also I am intrigued and I am so joyful when you shared the experiences of attending the summer course. And you said that there were many miracles, and I'm sure you would have also learned some life lessons. So can you expand a little bit more, where the summer course is concerned, some of the life lessons that you learned, and maybe share one or two of the miracles that you experienced or was a part of?
Sure. Yeah. Let me first, narrate some of the discourses that Swami gave, because that would help everyone. It's a beautiful, beautiful discourse. One day he spoke about the nature of truth. Okay. He said, in all humans, there is a kalpa vriksha. Kalpa vriksha is wish fulfilling tree. Okay. So in all the human beings, there is a kalpa vriksha in the heart. But there are some weeds also growing around that kalpavriksha. Okay. And the weeds are lust, anger, jealousy, egoism, etc. They are all the time growing around the kalpavriksha, and that is why the kalpavriksha is not able to operate to its full capacity. Okay. So what you have to do is work on those weeds, remove those weeds, okay? Remove all those lust, anger, jealousy, egoism from around that kalpavriksha, okay? Just like how when you have an ailment, you give a medicine and then that ailment goes. Like that, you have to work constantly, okay, bringing in good qualities of kindness, of compassion, of love, of sacrifice, okay? As you practice compassion, love, sacrifice, kindness, these weeds of lust, anger, jealousy, egoism will slowly go away on its own. And that kalpavriksha will help you intensify those good qualities and remove those bad qualities. But you take one step and I take 100 steps towards you. So that first step you have to take. It is not only now that you have to do that. Go home and practice it. Remove all the ill qualities, inculcate good qualities, and the kalpavriksha will grow to its full extent. That is Swami's word for you, promise for you, he said. And he said it so strongly that it is always in my mind. Then he spoke about karma. And that was a very beautiful talk and very powerful talk, which we can apply throughout our life. Prarabdha karma, sanchita karma, and agami karma. Okay. So this question was asked by a boy. Swami, we are here for 30, 31 days, enjoying your summer course. We must have done some bad deeds. Are we still going to, pay off is it going to affect us? So Swami said, I will talk about this to everyone. Okay, so that is why he said that this one boy asked me this question. That is why I am telling you. First, you have to understand what these three karmas are. Prarabdha karma is what you are presently undergoing and experiencing. Sanchita karma is past accumulated karmas from previous births. Whatever bad or good karmas that you have accumulated, okay, that follows you wherever you go. So that is sanchita karma. Agami karma is what you have, your past karmas and your present karmas, what you will be repaying is in future is agami karma. So then, okay, if you have to undergo all these karmas, why is God there? He said. However, worshipping God just to remove the bad karmas is not good, he said. On the contrary, to remove these karmas, be a good human being. Again, practice kindness, compassion, pray for the entire universe, okay? That will help put God's grace in you. And when you have God's grace, do you think all these karmas will work? No. God can eliminate all these karmas. But again, you have to do your work so that God can remove all these karmas from you. And don't worry about the karma, okay? Be a good human being. Carry yourself with all these good qualities and Swami will take care of all the karmas. So, I mean, as students, we are sitting and listening and you feel so relieved, that, wow, here is a powerful God that is giving us assurance that, you follow my teachings, you be a good human being, and I will take care of the rest. What more do we need? So he has given us these teachings so that we can apply it throughout our life. So whenever I get an opportunity, I talk about this, because many people have this question, how does karma work? How am I going to suffer? Then what do we do? Do we pray to God to remove the karmas? It doesn't work that way. We have to be good human beings for God's grace to be showered on us so that the karmas can be eliminated. So these are the two teachings I wanted to share. And then, some of the fun things I want to tell you. Like, in one of the talks, Swami asked one girl to talk, okay, one of the students. So she got up and she addressed the full group as friends. So after she gave a beautiful talk, okay. After the talk, it was Swami's turn to talk. So Swami said, never address the students as friends. Friends can be taken in any meaning, and there should not be a scope for anyone to take any wrong meaning with this word friends. So I suggest you use brothers and sisters. And then he mentioned even Vivekananda, when he went to Chicago for the spiritual gathering, he got up and he addressed the whole meeting as brothers and sisters. And people clapped for the next 10 minutes because they were so impressed. So, Jagrati, he said, it means careful, okay? Never use the word friends, use brothers and sisters. Then another time, in the evening, he used to always bring some goodies, okay? Because we had a full day of class, said, oh, poor kids, they worked so hard. They sat and they listened to all these classes. Today, I'm going to treat them with ice cream, okay? So there was this Joy ice cream factory next door, and he was a big devotee of Swami. So he used to always bring ice cream for the students. And Swami used to give ice cream with his own hand. So he used to say, yeah. And then he used to come and say, kitna khaya, okay? So then we used to say, ek khaya, Swami. Ek khaya, aur ek khao, like that. I mean, he was a most loving mother, okay? Eat one more. And then he asked one boy, how is God? Okay. So that guy, he was enjoying his ice cream. So how is God? So he just looked at Swami blankly. Ice cream kaisa hai? He asked, how is the ice cream? So, acha hai, Swami. So Swami said, acha hai? Yes, Swami. Sweet hai? He asked. No, is it sweet? Yes, Swami. God is sweet like ice cream, he said. Thanda hai, he said, which is cool. Is it cool? Yes, Swami. God is cool like ice cream. White hai ice cream? He asked, yes, Swami, he said. God is truth, which is white. Shvet, he said, God is Shvet, is white like ice cream. God is joy, just like this joy ice cream, he said. And everyone started clapping. He said, whenever you eat ice cream, remember this. So that was a very beautiful experience. I'll tell you another one. We were 3 sisters, right? So in the second or third day, Swami said there's going to be chapati now because there are many North Indians and they are used to eating chapati. So there's going to be chapati from tomorrow. So my sister said, you know what, today I'm going to bunk the classes and I'm going to go and help them roll out chapatis. They need help there. The whole of Puttaparthi had come to Whitefield. Puttaparthi, there was nobody. And, there were these women, rolling out chapatis. So my sister went and she missed the classes that day and she went and she helped them in chapatis. So that day in the evening, Swami said, all you students have come here to attend these classes and to enjoy these teachings so that you can go home and apply these teachings to your life. I don't want anyone to go to the kitchen and help in either chapatis or doing anything else. You all have to stay here and attend the class. So my sister learned a lesson. And from next day, she didn't go to the chapatis. Sai Ram.
Very, very beautiful. So many wonderful life lessons learned. Thank you so much, Sister Mangala, for sharing. Now, many, many devotees, they go through a period of transformation with Swami. They've had a life before Swami, and then when they've come into contact with Swami and begin to practice his teachings, there's transformation taking place. But in your case, you were literally born into Swami in the sense that you came at Swami's lotus feet at a very tender age. But still, how has practicing his teachings over the years transformed and continue to transform your life?
Even though I grew up in Sai environment, but I had my own challenges, especially after getting married and, moving to Bombay. The one requirement I wanted was that my to-be husband should be a Sai devotee, So I was telling my mom, whoever, those days it was all arranged marriage. We don't pick our own husbands, our parents pick for us. So that was the only requirement I had. So my mom was pretty worried, okay, let us see if we can find somebody who is a Sai devotee. In the meantime, my brother, I have just one brother, and he had gone to Patti and he got an interview. And Swami told him, tell your mother not to be worried about the daughter's marriage. I'm going to give both the daughters, me and my sister. By the time she had finished her medical school, I'm going to give both the daughters very good husband, he said. And he, stressed this very good husband. So he came home and he told my mom, don't worry, because Swami said he's going to give very good husband. So then anyway, we got, my mom got a good proposal, this guy was very educated and all that. And when my mom asked, because she's very much into Sai fold, my mother-in-law, father-in-law, oh yeah, we love bhajans and all that. And when my mom went to their house, as soon as they entered, they saw Swami's picture right in front, with the Abhay Hasta like this. Okay. And so then my mom was very happy. See, those days, the girls don't meet the boys till it is finalized, So my mom came and said, they are all Sai devotees because there is a picture of Swami. As soon as I enter, I saw this picture with Abhay Hasta. So then I was very happy and I said, okay, got married. Of course, my husband is a very nice guy, as Swami said, I'll give you a very good husband. But he was not a Sai devotee. None of them were Sai devotees. In fact, yes, this picture, my husband's brother-in-law had gone to Patti. He got this picture. He gave it to my mother-in-law and father-in-law. They just put it at the altar. Neither did they go to Patti, nor did they get any experience or nothing. I mean, they are all very good people. They are all very religious, everything, but not a Sai devotee. But the reason why I'm telling you this is, in our small minds, we feel only a Sai devotee can be a good person. Okay. If Swami wants, okay, he can convert any person into a Sai devotee. My husband, after that, he got, multiple interviews. We went with the group. He got a green ring. Once we got an opportunity to, talk to him. And I told him, Swami, it is our 25th wedding anniversary. So he materialized a silver ring for my husband. And he said, very good man, very good man, So, and now my husband is a full-time devotee. He's a very good singer. So, I mean, if Swami wills, he can do anything, So maybe I helped him. Who knows, Swami, he made me the instrument to make my husband a Sai devotee, and now his full family believes in Swami. So, that's how things are. Saira.
What a beautiful lesson you've shared with us, sister, that You can have so many wonderful divine souls who are not even believers in Swami, because Swami says all names are mine, all forms are mine. So you have good Muslims, good Christians, good Hindus, and people who lead dharmic, value-based lives, you know. So it is a very powerful message. But Swami told your parents that he will give good husbands.
Yes, yes.
So good husbands. And those good husbands were not necessarily aside devotees, but they were good persons. And I always remember he says there's a difference between good and great. And it's better to be good than to be great, because somebody could be great, but they are not necessarily good. So very, very powerful message, sister. Thank you so much for sharing. So we've come to the last and final question, which many devotees tell me that it is the $1,000,000 question. And that is, if someone were to come to you, Sister Mangala, and said, Amma, sister, you know, when you look at the state of the world and see that there is so much of chaos, so much of misery, so much of debt, so much of fighting, there's disrespect in the home between parents and children, there's apparent chaos and disunity, disharmony existing. If someone were to come to you and said, Sister Mangala, what can I do? What can I do to make the world a little bit more loving, a little bit more united, a little bit more caring? What advice or what can you or what would you share to such a person?
Let me give you an experience from my workplace. Okay. We used to, apply to different jobs. If there is a better position, I used to apply that, and I used to get that. So in the process of my quitting one company and going to the other company, during the farewell party that we had, I had a team, okay, of my own, and the team used to report to me. So one of the team members, said, I hope whoever is coming in your place is a Sai devotee. Which means, that itself is a big thing for me, which means they were so comfortable working with me, and they knew I was a Sai devotee, okay? They knew what it was to be a Sai devotee. So they were hoping that another person who comes in will also be a Sai devotee, so that their life will be, as easy as it used to be when I was there. So, in workplace, I used to bring up a lot of these values, kindness, helping, compassion, prayers for others, prayers for the whole universe. Somehow I used to bring these topics, and I used to make sure that they understand what I'm saying, so that they can go and apply it in their lives. See, to make a better society, first we have to be, good people ourselves, okay, and be examples to others. If we try preaching something and if we don't follow it, that's not the right thing. So when we are good human beings, that will, give a good impression on the family also. Okay, the family becomes a good family, and the family will go out and use these qualities, inculcate these qualities in others, and make the others also good. So all we can do is be good human beings. Okay, helping, okay, praying for others. Okay, that's very, very important, especially during COVID times, when we saw so many people lost their jobs, or were in problem, or sick, or lost some of their close relatives. People used to come and talk about all the difficulties that they had. Wherever we could help, we help. Wherever we cannot do anything, send a prayer. And I used to tell them too, prayer is very, very, very powerful. Send a prayer, okay? It'll reach them. Well, I'll give you one example. Once my son, went to Domino's to pick up pizza. And outside Domino's, there was this guy. He was very, very angry, okay? And he was right about to sit in his car, and he was like cussing. So my son looked at him and he said, I just lost my job. And so he was cursing Domino's, he was cursing the manager, he was cursing everyone because he has a family to take care of. And my son didn't know what to do, because I mean, a decent guy, you can't give him money, he might get offended. So, he just said, oh, don't worry, you'll get another job, So I said, in this pandemic, where am I going to get another job? Anyway, he came home and he told me, he said, Mom, look, this is what happened. So then I said, in these circumstances, when you cannot do anything to help, send a prayer. Prayer always helps, He may not know it, but that help will come through that prayer. So remember, whenever you see any problem, any issues, when you cannot help, send a prayer. So prayer helps. That's why, in the morning, we have to thank the Lord. In the evening, we have to thank the Lord and pray for samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Not only that, there is another prayer, sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet, which means may all be happy, may all be free from illness, may all see what is auspicious, may no one suffer. So that is a prayer we have to say every day. And, those vibes will go out and it'll help other people, it'll help society. And, one day society is going to improve. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, sister, for that. That very beautiful message, that powerful message where prayer, in fact, I remember one writer saying life is fragile, handle it with prayer. And it is such an important aspect of our lives because even when we say prayers, we really radiate love and light to those that are in need. So when we pray for that samasta loka sukhino bhavantu prayer, is such a powerful one where we are praying for all the beings in all the worlds to be happy. So it is so selfless and all-inclusive. So very, very powerful message there of, and if, as you said, if you can't physically help someone, pray for them that their situation will get better, that something will open up to make their lives more fruitful or more beneficial. So prayer has so many benefits that can accrue to the individual, to the family, to the nation, and to the world at large. So thank you very much for sharing. So, Sister Mangala, it's been an absolute joy, a pleasure, and honor having this wonderful divine interview with you. And I am so inspired by your sharing, and I'm sure that all who look at this interview will feel the same way. So the Sri Satya Sai Global Council of Trinidad and Tobago wishes to express gratitude and appreciation to you for taking the time to share your personal journey and transformation at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Mother Sai. May Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba continue to bless and guide you, and may you continue to be a loving instrument in his divine mission. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you so much, Brother Faiz. Thank you, Swami, for giving me this opportunity to share my experiences, the miracles that happen in my life, and to help me put words to my thoughts, which only Swami can do. Thank you so much, Brother Faiz, and I really appreciate your time and the opportunity that you have given me. Jai Sai Ram.